According to The Athletic, Aaron Rodgers is waiting and wants to play for the Minnesota Vikings. Other people say that is not true. We're going to dive into that on today's show, but first, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I want to give a big shout out to everybody that has joined the channel over the last month. We've picked up 2,189 subscribers, beating Philadelphia Eagles now, and the Cowboys report. Two rival channels here at Chat Sports. And I want to put them in the dirt because I hate the Eagles and I absolutely hate the Cowboys. So if you love the Giants and you want free videos every day on Big Blue, hit that sub button right now. Welcome into New York Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for stopping by. Back in the studio today and ready to get you guys the latest information. Aaron Rodgers is hoping to sign with the Vikings. That's what Mike Silver, Dianna Russini, and Alec Lewis have to say. They put out an article recently going into depth that Rodgers is waiting on the Vikings. But people are telling me, and now the word is out there, that might not be true, and it may just be a money play for Rodgers trying to throw in the Vikings into the equation to drive the price up between the Giants and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's talk about it. The Athletic writing in detail saying, as the four-time MVP ponders his next move, one thing has become clear. The person who currently holds the biggest sway over Aaron Rodgers' playing future is Minnesota Vikings coach Kevin O'Connell. After conversations with more than a dozen league sources, this is where Rodgers, the Vikings, and two other teams courting the 41-year-old QB, Giants and Steelers, stand. Rodgers is hoping to sign with the Vikings, who went 14-3 in 2024 before suffering a first-round playoff defeat to the LA Rams. Meanwhile, the Vikings have been strongly weighing the possibility of pursuing Rodgers as a replacement for the 2024 starter Sam Darnold, who signed a 3-year, $100 million free agent deal Wednesday with the Seattle Seahawks. The Athletic and their group of writers featuring Silver, Russini, and Lewis adding this: Aaron Rodgers has been targeted by the Steelers and Giants, but has essentially put both teams on hold while he waits for clarity regarding the Minnesota Vikings and their QB situation. We also heard late last night that Dianna Russini, or I guess that was today, this afternoon, around 2:50 p.m., that was yesterday, last night, Dianna Russini saying her instincts tell her that Aaron Rodgers will end up in Minnesota and has no idea who will be the Steelers' quarterback. The Athletic adding this: the bottom line is this: there are a lot of people waiting on Aaron Rodgers, and Rodgers, at least for now, is waiting for Kevin O'Connell. So a lot to unpack here. I'm going to be honest. I don't necessarily believe Dianna Russini here. I don't believe Mike Silver, and I'm not calling them liars, but I just don't think the Minnesota Vikings are interested in Rodgers. I think Rodgers might be interested in the Vikings for obvious reasons. They have the best roster between the New York Giants and the Pittsburgh Steelers. If Aaron Rodgers wants to win a Super Bowl, the Vikings do give him the best chance. You got a guy that could go to a team that has Justin Jefferson. You have other great weapons on that team. You got two good offensive tackles. They added great offensive line presence on the interior in free agency. They got a great QB coach in Kevin O'Connell. Great play caller as well. You have your buddy in the backfield in Aaron Jones. Justin Jefferson, Jordan Addison, TJ Hawkinson. Won 14 games last year. If I was Rodgers, I would be trying to win a Super Bowl on my way out of the National Football League. And I do think the Minnesota Vikings give him the best chance to do so. They have a great defensive coach in Brian Flores. They have a lot of great talented defenders that they added in free agency already to a great defensive line that they already had. And they have weapons on offense. But I don't necessarily think the Vikings are interested in him. I don't care what the Athletic has to say. Because everything I know and everything I have heard, the Vikings are ready to roll with J.J. McCarthy. The reason they felt comfortable letting Sam Darnold out of the building was because they felt as an organization that in year two, J.J. McCarthy can step in and give them a legit chance to make a legit run in the NFC playoffs. Obviously, I think Aaron Rodgers is much better than J.J. McCarthy. And maybe that is causing them to stop and think. But I just don't believe that to be true. I also want to talk about this. Why have the Vikings not signed a backup quarterback? Maybe that is why that they are going to turn to Aaron Rodgers. I don't believe they have. I don't believe they will. I don't think Rodgers is going to be a Viking because I don't think the Vikings want to deal with that. I think they want a cheap quarterback, continue to build out the roster, and make a 3 to 4 year run at a Super Bowl here with J.J. McCarthy on a low rookie contract and building up the rest of the roster. My source told me this because I reached out to them and I asked, do you believe in this Viking stuff? It's really starting to heat up over the last couple of days. Dianna Russini and The Athletic are pounding the table that it's pretty much Vikings or retirement at this point. And he said, not for a second. The Viking stuff is a plea from Rodgers to say that he wants more money from the New York Giants or the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you know what? I'm going to believe in my source because every step of the way this offseason with everything New York Giants, they have 100% been correct. And I'll say this, money being an issue for the Giants at this point in their contract negotiations with Aaron Rodgers, if that is true, is really just childish. Like, why on earth are we letting money be an issue here? You were willing to give 2 years and $100 million to Matthew Stafford for him to come play for the New York Football Giants. Why are we not willing to do whatever it takes to give Aaron Rodgers the motivation to come join this organization? If you've been watching this show, you know this is how I feel. I would rather overpay Aaron Rodgers at this point than have Russell Wilson be my quarterback, than have Joe Flacco be my quarterback. I would rather have the security of Aaron Rodgers, being my quarterback, even if I overpay, because I'm not so sure that you're going to have an opportunity to draft Cam Ward, and I'm not so sure you're going to have an opportunity to draft Shedeur Sanders. And if you leave the NFL offseason without Matt Stafford, without Aaron Rodgers, without Cam Ward and Shedeur Sanders, and you go to John Mayer saying, look, John, we did it. I got you Russell Wilson, I got you Jackson Dart, you're probably going to be on your last legs as the Giants decision makers. And you know what? I'm pretty confident the New York Giants feel the exact same way. Because if the Giants were in love with Russell Wilson, he would already be a Giant. If the Giants loved Russell Wilson, they would have offered him a contract yesterday when he was in the building. Jeremy Fowler of ESPN says Russell Wilson is ready to sign with the Giants. I wonder who told you guys that 2 days ago. But the Steelers and Giants are waiting for Aaron Rodgers to make a decision. So for all the people saying, Marsh, we can't keep doing this. We cannot keep on waiting for Aaron Rodgers. You've already waited 5 days. And Russell Wilson has already waited 5 days. Russell Wilson went to the Browns. They didn't give him a contract offer. Russell Wilson went to the Giants. They didn't give him a contract offer. You know why? Because Russell Wilson has no market. There are 2 teams that want Russell Wilson. Those 2 teams are the teams that will be missing out on Aaron Rodgers. If Aaron Rodgers goes to the Steelers, yeah, the Giants will want Russell Wilson. If Aaron Rodgers goes to the Giants, yeah, the Steelers will want Russell Wilson. But he is nobody's first choice, and that is why he is waiting, sitting back, and hoping the New York Giants call. And it's pretty obvious at this point the Giants are all in on Aaron Rodgers. Jeremy Fowler saying that. Mike Florio of Pro Football Talk saying the Giants are, by all appearances, waiting to see what Aaron Rodgers does. Russell Wilson is desperate to be a New York Giant. The Giants and Steelers are the only 2 teams that are willing to make Russell Wilson their starting quarterback. And they're only willing to do that if they miss out on Aaron Rodgers. They have no market. They being Russell Wilson in his camp. No market. Tell me the Browns are seriously interested in him? Why didn't they offer him a contract? If the Giants were in love with signing Russell Wilson, they would have already done it. But they're not. Not saying that it would be a bad idea, because signing Russ is not a bad move. But there's clearly a better play in free agency at the quarterback spot that the Giants are all in on. And they're willing to wait to find out an answer. You know why? because they know if they miss out on Aaron Rodgers, they're going to call Russ. He's going to pick up on the first ring. They're going to offer a contract. He's going to say, send it over. He's going to sign it, and he's going to send it right back. He will be a Giant as soon as they offer him a contract. He wants to be here. He knows he can start here, and he knows it's the best opportunity for him. And it's not a bad move. Russell Wilson, in his first 6 starts as a Steeler this year, was really good. They went 5-1. That offense averaged 29 points per game. He was averaging 271 yards per game, 10 throwing touchdowns to just 5 turnover-worthy plays. In over 6 weeks, the EPA estimated points added was 28.7. Then some injuries started to happen. Then George Pickens started to George Pickens, and the game plan and the film became a lot more available for defensive coordinators to look at. And you put all that together and you get a end of the season stretch of 1-5 and 16 points per game and 187.6 yards and 8 touchdowns to 5 turnover-worthy plays and minus 37.2 estimated points added. I just want to say this. For all the people that tell me the Pittsburgh Steelers are a much more desirable location for Aaron Rodgers than the New York Giants, think about it like this. There's a team that went 1-5 in their final 6 games and averaged 16.3 points per game with a Pro Bowl quarterback. And they think they're the best option for Aaron Rodgers. And it's not the New York Giants. Like, come on. Let's stop acting like the Pittsburgh Steelers are a beautiful destination. The Giants are better than them at left tackle and right tackle. The Giants are better than them at left guard and right guard. The Giants have the best pass catcher out of all of them. I like the stable that the Giants have at running backs better than the Pittsburgh Steelers. And Aaron, do you really want to go play with George Pickens? Good luck. Russ, this Steeler had some really nice moments. 24 big-time throws, 12th most in the NFL. A big-time throw percentage of 6.3, third best. Not too many turnover-worthy plays. The turnover-worthy play percentage wasn't that bad. An average depth of target, that was 10th best in the NFL. An adjusted completion percentage, that was top 10. But a pressure to sack percentage, that was top 5 in the NFL. When he gets pressured, he gets sacked. He's not really that much of an improviser anymore. He can occasionally make that second play, but that's not him. And when he's pressured, he's not that good anymore. A completion percentage of 44.2 against pressure. He can still throw it deep. The number 1 deep completion percentage in the NFL. The number 1 deep PFF grade in the NFL. He can throw it deep outside the numbers. He knows how to put it on the top shelf and give his guys a chance. I just don't know if I want that type of quarterback on my team, as I don't think the Giants are best equipped for Russell Wilson at this point to continuously just throw those moon balls up and hope that someone goes out and gets it. But he is much better than just about any other option out there besides Aaron Rodgers when it comes to a veteran QB. I'd rather have Wilson than Flacco, but I'd rather have Rodgers than Wilson. Pick a QB. Do you want Russ or do you want Rodgers? Let me know in the comments section, and make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on IG, @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up, and let's go Big Blue.